Hey everyone, welcome to Taisen Analyzes Reddit. Today's video is from ProRevenge and it's about a new boss thinking that he can offer vacation days instead of actual payment, but he's going to see that he's going to be in for a surprise. Now, let's begin. Years ago, I was a manager of an elite help desk team for a large company manufacturer. This was the coolest job because of the perks. I got to handpick the best of the best techs to work in my department because we charged $2 per minute for support. We would support anything that anyone was willing to pay us $2 per minute to support. Each tech had the potential to earn the company $960 per day, which is a big deal because tech support is not usually a profit center for any company. The reason I'm explaining this is because I was required to give up 2 techs for their entire shift in order to run a complex report for my bosses, which cost them potentially nearly $2,000 per day. The company IT department had not been able to automate the creation of this report, so they gave it to me to deal with. After running through it with my techs, we came up with a process that involved receiving the previous day's data from IT. Tech 1 started the report, working on it for her entire shift. Tech 2 resumed the report for her entire shift and turning it into management for their review at the end of the second shift. So, data from Monday was delivered to us Tuesday morning and was turned into a report for management by Tuesday evening, which they wouldn't see until Wednesday morning. The data was 2 days old by the time they saw it. My team was the golden child of the tech support arm of the company, and I had a great boss. I had a meeting with him about this daily report issue because I wanted my 2 techs back on the phones making money. I offered to write a software application on my own time, which would retrieve the data in real time and create the reports for the currently available data whenever management wanted to review it. No more 2-day-old data. I was offering 5-minute-old data. I asked for 2 weeks' salary as compensation, and Great Boss agreed. For him, it was a steal. Potentially $1,920 daily in reclaimed revenue from 2 techs who were pulled off of a profitable team was a super deal for him. So, I got to work. It took about a week to write the code. When I was finished, I installed it on one of the company servers and did some fine-tuning. Everything worked as planned. I was about to raise the performance metrics of my team and make it a few thousand extra in the process. Unfortunately, during that week, Great Boss had been forced into retirement and I had a new boss, who came with a yes man named Randy Weasel. When I presented the reporting system to new boss and Randy Weasel, they were really impressed. They loved that they didn't have to look at old/stale data and could be proactive instead of reactive. Then I mentioned the agreement with Great Boss regarding the compensation for my time. That's when things went south. New boss said he would need to clear that with upper management and that he didn't think he could pay that. The next day, he came back with an offer for 2 vacation days instead of an actual payment. Of course, I turned that down. His argument was that it would be better to get something from my work than to get nothing for it. It was then that I learned that my access to the server had been revoked. I couldn't take it back. They had the goods, and I was at their mercy. Or was I? As the author of the software, only I knew how it worked, what maintenance I required, and only I had the source code, so it couldn't be modified by anyone else. If they wanted changes, they would have to rewrite it from scratch. I knew it would only be a matter of time before lack of maintenance bit them, so I planned to be long gone by that time. My revenge began about 5 minutes into my next shift. I arrived with a large duffel bag and 2 sheets of paper in a folder. Right on schedule, Randy Weasel arrived at my desk for some nonsense thing. Being an idiot, he thought nothing of it when I handed him a clipboard and said, "Sign this." He took the pen and jotted his signature down like a trained dog. He continued his nonsense and I said, "Follow me to the copy machine," which he did. He went on with his nonsense while I made a copy of the sheet he signed and the other sheet which I pulled out of the folder. I then stapled the 2 copies together and put them in his hand. He looked down at the top sheet, a vacation request form starting today through the next 2 weeks. He said, "You can't take this. To which I replied, "You signed it, and it gets better." He flipped to the next sheet. My 2-week notice. His eyes grew to the size of saucers as he realized that yesterday was my last day and that they had no replacement for my duties and no leadership for my team. I returned to my desk and proceeded to pack up everything. I got my 2 weeks paid vacation. Great boss hired me to lead a tech support department with a new company. Best of all, the reporting system I built crashed due to lack of maintenance within a month. I'd like to think that new boss and Randy Weasel lived to regret their actions. But the reality is that they probably just found someone else to screw over. Whatever, I got mine, and they got jacked. Well, I definitely want to say congratulations to you, Stuttering Poet, for being able to get this revenge. And this is something where, I guess, there are some bosses that like to do things like this and make people, take advantage of and try to do, things in that matter and things to that effect. But I'm definitely glad that you were able to get your revenge, and even though they would probably get a replacement, they didn't get a replacement within that time. So your new boss and Randy Weasel would have to deal with the maintenance system crashing or the reporting system crashing and things to that effect. And you got the 2 paid vacations. So, and not only that, you was able to get a new job from your older boss, your great boss as well. So that was perfect. You definitely got yours and definitely got Jack. But I want to thank the user, Stuttering Poet, for allowing me to use their story, and I'll provide a link to their story as well as their profile. This is Taisen. Like, share, and subscribe. Have your notifications on. Have it on all. If that doesn't work, check the subscription feed. And you can also comment as well. And I will see you next time.